Hey there, this is Adrika Vadare from Extra Coding YouTube channel. So friends, in today's video, we're gonna learn about while loop. So without wasting time, let's make another file tu27.py. Okay. Now, what is while loop and why do we use it? Suppose we have extra coding. Extra coding. It's a string. Okay. And you want to print it 10 times. Okay. You want to print it 10 times. So what you have to do, you have to write this line 10 times. Which line? Print, and here you will write extra coding. Okay. So if you want to print it 10 times, you have to write it 10 times. Okay. Now what if you want to print it 100 times? Will you print it 100 times? Will you write this line 100 times? Okay. Now what if you wanna print it 1000 times? You won't do that now. Okay. So there's an easy way to do this. You can write here, let's make a variable first, I, and let's give the value to be 1. Okay. Now we will use while loop here. While I is less than equal to 10. Okay. And here we will put colon here at the end. And in next line we will write this line, print extra coding. Let's copy this and paste it here. Okay. And now at the end we will write I plus equal to 1. I told you in my previous videos what does this plus equal to sign does. Okay. But if you haven't watched that video, there's a bar on the top of the window. You can check out that video. Okay. So let's run this code. See. Wait a second. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Our extra coding has been printed 10 times, as you can see here, with just 4 lines of code. But if you would have done it manually, you have to write it, print it 10 times. So this is an easier way. Now let me tell you what is it doing here. We have made a variable I and assigned the value 1 to it. Okay. Now the value of I is 1. Okay. We have written while I is less than equal to 10. So this means until and unless I is greater than 10, this loop will work. Okay. So as you can see, I is less than 10 because I is 1. So it will print extra coding. And now inside this while loop only, as you can see, it is indented. We have written I plus equal to 1. So as my value was 1, as the value of I was 1, so now the value of I is 1 plus 1, that's 2. So now my value of I is 2. Okay. Now what it is doing, it will not go ahead in any line. Suppose if I write here print done. Okay. So now it doesn't mean that it has executed this line, so it will execute this line now. It won't do that. Now it will again go to while loop here. It will see that I is 2, that is less than 10. it will again print extra coding. Now, as you know that I is 2, so I plus equal to 1 will be 2 plus 1, that's 3. So now the value of I is 3. Okay. Now it will again go to while loop. This here, this line. Now the value of I is 3. That is less than 10. Okay. It will again print extra coding and it will add 1 to it here. So 3 plus 1, 4. It will again go to this line. It will check whether I is less than 10 or equal to 10. Our I is still less than 10, that's 4. Okay. It will again print extra coding. Now 4 plus 1, 5. It will check 5 is less than 10. It will print extra coding. Then 5 plus 1, 6. It will again do that same thing. Now if my I is 8 here, so 8 plus 1, 9. It will again go here. It will check whether 9 is less than 10 or equal to 10. 9 is less than 10. It will print extra coding here. And now as my 9, as the value of I is 9, so 9 plus 1, 10. It will again go to this line. It will check whether I is less than equal to 10. So yes, I is equal to 10. It is not less than 10. I is equal to 10 because here 9 plus 1 was 10 now. So that's why 10 is equal to 10. So it will again print extra coding. Now it will see, it will check. Now it will again add 1 to our I. So I was 10. So 10 plus 1, 11. Okay. Now it will check whether I is less than equal to 10. No, our I is neither less than nor equal to 10 because our I is 11. So this while loop will not execute these lines now. It will directly go to this line and will print done. Let me show it to you. See, it printed extra coding 10 times and then it printed done at the end only. Okay. Now what if you indented this line here? See, it would have printed done after extra coding, after each extra coding. See. So what it would have done here? It would have printed extra coding, then it would have increased the value of I and then printed this line and would have looped again and again 10 times here. Okay. Now here we can do it 100 times also. Let me delete this line. We can do it 1000 times. Okay. As you can see here, it has printed 100 times. I ain't gonna count it because it is too much. Okay. So that's how while loop works. Okay. Now what if you wanna print counting from 1 to 100? If you will do it manually, it will take a lot of time. Okay. But you can do it through coding, through while loop. It will take very less time and very few lines of code. So what you have to do here, you just have to write I, print I. Let me show it to you. See, counting from 1 to 100 has been printed. 1 to 100. So what is it doing here? It is assigning the value 1 to I and checking whether our I is less than or equal to 100. Our I is less than 100, so it printed I, that is the value of I, so it printed 1. And now it increased 1, that is now 2. So now the value of I is 2. So it again checked and again printed the value of I and again looped 100 times. Okay, so that's how while loop works, and that's how we use it. And you should remember its syntax, that the block of code you wanna loop, you have to indent that code. Okay, and you have to put this colon after this line, as we did in if statement, if else, as you remember, right? So see you soon in my next video, guys. Thank you for being with me till the end of the session.